Okay, so we've been talking about additive and multiplicative relationships, and now we're going to look at the graph specifically, and we're going to talk about independent and dependent variables. So independent means you're going to think of it, it's on its own, it's a constant, and dependent means that's going to depend on something else happening. Okay, so you're going to find this video here. So the first slide is guided practice. So I'm going to take you through these notes, and you should be, as you're listening to this, you can then remember and go back and change the answers on the paper. Your squares are yellow. So it says independent variable causes change in the, and you're going to type dependent variable. Okay? This independent causes the change, and the changes are caused by the independent variable. You can think of this as how you get, if you work at a job, you get paid. Well, what causes the change is how many hours I work, and what's getting changed is the amount of money I make. So the more hours I work, the more money I make. Or you can think of it as if I'm driving in a car, if I have more gas, I can go further. So the more gas I have, the further I can go. So it says Jackie tested how the height of a ramp affected the distance of a toy travels. So you can think of it as the independent variable is going to be the height. Okay? So the height of the ramp, the height of a ramp is going to change the distance traveled. Okay. So if I put my ramp higher, it's going to go further. If I do it lower, it's going to not go as far. So does the color of water affect how long it takes water to freeze? So when I'm looking at this, I go, well, what's the independent variable? What do you think is going to be causing something to happen? So this is going to be color of water. And the dependent variable, since this question is asking this, the time it takes water to freeze. Okay. So this is kind of what it looks like. So again, independent variable is going to cause something to happen, and the dependent variable is the effect of what happens. Okay. Then if I look at this, if I'm looking at a table, if I look at this table, it's always going to look at a graph. So you got your X and you got your Y. The independent variable is always on the X axis, always. So this is the independent. Independent variable. And the dependent variable is always on the Y. This is D-E-P. Okay, every time. If I look at this, if you see a table, I'm going to go ahead and label it independent, dependent. The X is the independent. You can label it as I and then D, or you can say I-N-D or D-E-P. Any way you want, you can write that on there, okay?